let's check in. What's working, what's not working. Awesome. I see Facebook. So if you go over to online lead generation for real estate professionals, that's where you're going to find the live feed. And I now see YouTube. So, which leads me to believe that this is working. Let me know in the comment section if you can see this. That would be extremely helpful for me. All right. So I'm going to try to monitor as much as I can. So my apologies. I don't have my Joe Rogan version of Jamie or anything like that. So I will moderate the comments over here on YouTube and over here on Facebook. So if there's any questions that come up, I would gladly address them. All right, so with that being said, since this is a live broadcast, instead of waiting for people to trickle in, we're going to get right to it and go through our laundry list of things we need to accomplish. So again, let me know in the comment section down below if you can hear me, if you can see this. I'll test myself over here real quick before it pauses. All right, so I can hear me. Okay, perfect. All right. Mondays at 10 a.m. Central. This is when you can expect me to go live. You're going to find me live on Facebook and find me live here on YouTube. And as we get a little bit more sophisticated and better at what we're doing, expect me to go live in other channels. So that's something that I just started. That's something I just started today, actually. So you are going to get the benefit of it going amazingly well or amazingly bad. But Mondays, 10 a.m. Central, check back in here. The flow is typically going to be me showing you how to actually do, whether that's, let's just say Facebook ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, going through a bit of Q&A, going through a lot of different things. So it's going to be, it's going to vary, and you're going to know the topics in advance as I get a little bit better of letting you know what they're going to be. Speaking of topics, today we're going to go through the Facebook ad campaign for real estate, how to actually get real estate leads with Facebook ads. And I'm going to show you, after I get through these announcements right here, I'm going to show you how to actually launch a campaign and launch it quickly. So that's something I'm very excited about. A lot of people have been asking about that. So I'm going to make sure that I deliver on it. So again, we are doing Facebook ads, how to actually get real estate leads. So Mondays, 10 a.m. Central, unless you hear otherwise, check back in here. So make sure that you have, make sure that you're subscribed. We just got to 9,000 subscribers. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you being part of the community, supporting, helping each other out. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome that you're doing that. All right, another huge announcement. Then we get into the intro, and then we actually get into the nuts and bolts of it. If there's any questions along the way, let me know in the comment section down below. Again, I'm going to do my best. I see Costa Dare. How's it going, my friend? So Costa is an amazing agent out of New York. So if you have any referrals for Costa, send them his way. He will take care of them. Huge announcement. Podcast. We are going to do a podcast, and this isn't a pie in the sky thing. This is going to happen. This is actually happening this week. I made the decision last week. So we are all about action here. So podcast is going to happen, and we're going to be doing the same setup, give or take a few little platforms, but we're going to do the same setup where we're going to go live here on Facebook and here on YouTube. So you're going to see on both platforms, and we're going to take the audio and convert it into a podcast. So you're going to see the live version of a podcast, very similar to the Joe Rogan experience, but much smaller numbers for now. For now, we're still holding out for Spotify to get us that $100 million contract for the broadcast rights, because he didn't sell his podcast, just as a heads up. So I don't plan to sell a podcast either. So anyway, Spotify, hit me up. We're ready. We haven't launched the podcast yet, but we're ready. So Thursdays at 9 a.m. Central. Again, this is Thursday's podcast, 9 a.m. Central. And I'm going to have a good friend of mine, which I'm not sharing his name just yet. We'll make a formal announcement. They're here probably on Wednesday. Super excited about that. We're ready to go, semi-ready to go. But anyway, Monday's here at 10 a.m. Central. We're going to go through a teaching, and it's just going to be myself going through everything that we need to do, and I'll answer all the questions that come up. And then on Thursdays, expect me back here, but with a guest at 9 a.m. Central over there. And the best way to stay informed of everything that's going on, check back into the channels page. If you're here on YouTube, check back into the channels page on the community side. And then if you're over on Facebook, which I encourage you to head over to Facebook and join the Online Real Estate Lead Gen for Professionals. So with that being said, it is time to get going. I haven't introduced myself. Hey, it's Jaime. If we're just meeting, welcome to the channel that brings actionable content to grow your business through online marketing. So if that sounds beneficial, consider subscribing. There you go. You got the live read on all the videos that I make. That is my introduction. So today, let's switch gears. Let's switch gears into actually making some money. Let's talk about getting some real estate leads. And more than that, let's actually show you how to do that right now. So if I can figure out how to share a desktop, you should be seeing my desktop at this point. So let me move all these Zoom things. Let me make sure that we are good to go. You should be seeing my screen at this time. And if you can see it, let me know in the comment section down below. Again, I'd love to know if it's working and also engage with you. All right. So we have one of my test accounts right here. This is something that if you've seen any of my videos before, you know what this looks like, which is our ads manager. If you're running any type of ads, and when you're going to run those ads, if your screen does not look like this, then I invite you to reconsider the way that you're running ads, because chances are that you're boosting. And boosting is a great way for you to lose money. Many reasons for that I detail in other videos, so we're not going to spend that time here on the live on the live broadcast, but just understand that you do want your ads manager whenever you're running your ad campaign. So you can see here, I have several accounts. We're not going to go into too much detail about that, but the ads manager, this is where you want to be. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and create something. I spent so much time on the announcements that I am not going to make you wait any longer. The campaign objective. Think of this very simply. Think of this as the top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. Think of it in that form, and you're going to understand what this means right off the bat. So on the left-hand side, think of it more as your top of funnel. You have brand awareness and reach. So you're out there trying to spread the message, spread the word as much as you can, far and wide, trying to get people to at least have exposure to you, right? So this is going to be just reaching out far and wide. Over here in consideration, they're migrating over to the middle of funnel towards the bottom of the funnel. You're expecting some sort of consideration. You're expecting some sort of action on their part, whether that's them purchasing, whether that's them giving you their contact information, whether that's them signing up for something that you're offering. This is where you're expecting some sort of action. And just to give you the campaigns that I would consider running right off the bat, whether I'm new, intermediate, or advanced, you're going to look at traffic campaign, you're going to look at lead generation campaign, and then you're going to look at messages campaign. So you hear messenger bots, you hear all that type of information or those buzzwords. This is where that happens. The messenger campaign, which we're not going to get into today, is a way that you can integrate your messenger bot. So that's a fantastic tool. So Philip online does not, I'll put it in the chat. I'll put it in the chat here once I get off of here. Sorry about that, Philip. All right. So I do need a producer. I do need a producer. Going over to conversions on the right-hand side, that's more towards the bottom of the funnel. You have the conversions. So the way that I explain conversions is taking the traffic campaign and putting that on steroids. So giving it a few doses of testosterone, heavy doses of testosterone. And then you have conversion campaigns. Again, we're not going to go through the conversions campaign. We're actually going to go through the lead generation campaign first. And as we continue going in the weeks to come, you will see every single type of campaign objective and how it's actually applied in real life. But for now, we want to reduce as much friction as possible. By the end of this video today, you're going to have the lead generation up and running. You're going to be able to get some leads, produce some leads quickly. So let's go to lead generation. All right. Let's expand on the options so you see what's happening here. We're going to go immediately into the campaign. I know it looks like we already did the campaign, but we haven't really. You're going to go into the campaign. Then we're going to migrate over to the ad set, which is who you're marketing to. And then you're going to have the ad, what you're marketing. So here you're selecting your objective. At the ad set, you're selecting who is actually going to see your ad. And then at the ad set, I'm sorry, not the ad set, at the ad, you're going to actually present something. You're going to determine what you want that target audience to see. So it'll make sense as we continue going. All right. So we're not going to worry about the name for now because it could really get dicey. But when it comes to the naming convention, everybody has their own strategy. My strategy is I like to put as much information as I possibly can into the names because it's going to help me remember who I targeted and the type of campaign that I ran. So just for now, just so you see what the naming convention looks like, I would put, this is a lead campaign, and this is going to end up being a price drop ad, which you'll see the exact ad copy that I'm talking about. So you can see it's lead and then the price drop ad. So this is going to show up right there where you have it. You can even see it right there. So let's just say, I'll just copy that for now. Special ad categories. If you're running credit, employment, housing, and now political and social issue ads, you have to select the special ad category. You can't go around that. So as you can see here, you have credit, employment, housing, and social issues and politics. You have to select this. If you are advertising, since we're going to do real estate ads, if you are advertising your services as a real estate agent, if you're offering a CMA, if you're offering a consult, if you're offering your services in any way, you have to select housing. No way around it. So just make sure that you're aware of that. And one quick tip, I'm not sure why Facebook has not rectified this even after months and months and months of it happening. When you create a business manager account and create a new ad account, we'll get into those types of we'll get into business managers and ad accounts in future broadcasts. But if you go and create your business manager account and create a new ad account, this category will not exist. So I get a lot of messages here on Facebook and here on YouTube where, hey, I don't see the housing ad. I see it in your videos, but I don't see it. Well, chances are 99% of the time you just created your ad account and Facebook does not give you the ability to select that right off the bat. So you have to go through and do a dummy ad or a test ad. It doesn't matter what you advertise. You just have to push it through, publish it, and then delete it in order for this special ad category to show up. So you're not going to be able to do that from the outset. So that's a little tip. It can save you a lot of time because it can be frustrating. It can be frustrating. You maybe see something on the video and then you're trying to replicate it on your own and it's not there. So I can totally empathize. All right. Buying type. Well, there's no other option outside of auction. So you're in luck. And then again, we're going to select the campaign objective. We selected it on the front end, but you can see we have the ability to select it right now as well. All right. Ad campaign spending limit. We're not going to worry about that right now. And then A/B split testing. I don't use their A/B split testing feature because I personally find it a bit confusing. You may be, in fact, you're probably way smarter than I am in that regard. So kudos to you, but I just don't use it. I prefer to run a campaign and then duplicate it and then do my adjustments. So you'll see that today on how I do split testing. Campaign budget optimization. Campaign budget optimization. This is something that Facebook has been on about changing to this budget option for the longest time. Their hard deadline was January, then it became February, then it became March, and we're here in July and that hasn't happened. So what is campaign budget optimization? Right now we have the option to tell Facebook, I am willing to spend $100 right now per day. So remember, we are doing the campaign. We are creating the campaign right here. And then when we go over to the next screen where we go to the new ad set, we select who we're targeting. So you can have multiple target options. You can target people that have an interest in Zillow. You can target people that have an interest in Trulia, another interest that has no interest at all. So you can continue building these targeting options and ad sets. And if you select the budget optimization from here, this $20 is going to be fed by Facebook to those campaigns. I'm sorry, to those ad sets. So Facebook is going to be the one that determines how much money is allocated to each ad set. So that's not something that you get to control. I personally do not like that. There's been some times where some campaigns do amazingly well. There's been some times where some campaigns do amazingly bad. So I just don't, I don't subscribe to this particular strategy. But again, I have had amazing results just allowing Facebook to optimize from the campaign level and allowing Facebook to dictate what where the budget goes. But I personally don't like that because I want to split test apples to apples. How many people converted from the Zillow interest? How many people converted from the Trulia interest? And how many people converted from the no interest? And I cannot do that unless I allocate the exact amount to each ad set. And here I don't have that ability because I can't control that. I know that's way more than you probably were interested in, but that's my take. I would love to hear what your take is in the comment section. So I'm going to turn that off. Final note on this, when I said that their hard deadline was January, February, March, Facebook will go to this type of budget option. You won't have the following option that I'm going to show you in a couple of seconds. They've been pushing it back, and are going more towards a Google Ads style of a budget. So just be aware of that. So as of this recording, they have not changed it. Let's see what's going on the question. So let me address one question real quick. Philip, if you go to the if you go to facebook.com /groups/the franchise agent, I'm typing it into the chat, you will be able to find the group. So this is a Facebook group, and I would need to let you into that group because it's one that I control. Digital Sergeant, you're rocking it. Well, thank you. That's awesome. I appreciate you. Kirby, Jaime, is there a way to do a paid Facebook live video for an organic reach? You know, that is something that I have been wondering myself, especially when I was kind of doing this. I'm not aware of that right now. The only way that I see doing it at the moment is through recording it and then running the ad. That's the way that I would, that's the way that I'm actually going to approach it after I convert this into an ad. But no, that's a great question. Is it true that Facebook is for nurturing and Google for immediate leads? You know, it's a loaded question. Facebook is disruptive marketing. People don't necessarily come to Facebook to get a real estate agent, to get the next coaching program, to get a diet. They come to Facebook to either waste time or connect, what have you. Many people come to Facebook for whatever reasons, but you have marketers such as myself and yourself that are disrupting their activities. So with your ads, people will sign up if it interests them enough. So if the need is there, they're going to sign up for a class, or they're going to sign up for a list of homes, what have you. Now, what's true about the Facebook is for nurturing, all of them are for nurturing. Google and Facebook, any type of marketing, once you get their contact information, you will continue to nurture that lead. And there's retargeting strategies, which we're not going to get to today. That's actually next week's topic, retargeting at a high level. You continue to have the ability to retarget on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Google itself. So there's many strategies on how to do that. But I do have to agree on one point resoundingly: Google for immediate leads. There is no question that you get a huge leg up on Google when it comes to instantaneous leads. Now, the cost becomes an issue because with Google, you know what they're searching for because you get to bid on those keywords. You get to bid on that. So the moment that you bid on somebody's keywords that says, hey, the best real estate agent near me, if you bid on those keywords, well, they're a little bit closer to the decision point. If they say, should I refinance my home? Well, that's not going to be as costly, and they're not any closer. I shouldn't say any closer. They're not as close or as to the bottom of the sales funnel. So up here, that's a different type of question, which comes with the different type of cost, which kind of goes back into nurturing if you're advertising from the top of funnel. And then down here with the more immediate needs, you're bidding a lot more, but you are getting more instantaneous leads. Awesome. Kirby, thanks, bro. I also want to speak with you about joining under you with EXP. Awesome, Kirby. Well, we can certainly have that conversation. Message me and I'll message you. I'll make sure that I have you here. So what Kirby is mentioning with EXP, if you're joining EXP, which is a brokerage, I and my team will actually do your lead generation for free. So you didn't mishear that. We actually do your lead generation for you. Now, since this is live, I can't show you the other ad accounts of all the other agents that have joined because I haven't asked for their permission, but I'll make sure that I show you at least some snippets of what that looks like and the results that they have been getting. You're going to be getting leads for $1, $2, sometimes pennies. So it's well worth it. But all right, we got to keep going. I will continue answering the questions here as we go. All right, when it comes to the naming convention, we have, I think I still copied it. There we go. Lead, price drop. Again, everyone has a different naming convention, but this has worked out well and it keeps me, I have probably 50 accounts that I have to check every single day. And that's not accounting for the ones that are inactive for now. So I have about 50 ad accounts, not campaigns, ad accounts that I have to monitor every single day. So all I have to do is go through my naming convention and I'm able to get through the reports like that. So I'm not spending hours and hours and hours adjusting campaigns because of the naming convention. So here, what I would do is, since I know relatively what I want to do with the interest, I would just do Zillow and I would just name it like this. And I'll explain what this means in a couple of seconds. All right. So, well, let's just go. The campaign right here, the type of campaign that we're running, which is a lead generation campaign. This is the ad set, at least for me. And then here is the type of ad that I'm running. So I'll copy this real quick and I'll show you what it looks like in a little bit. Pages, the page that you're advertising from. If you're running a lead generation campaign for the first time, you're going to need to accept Facebook's lead ad terms for this page. It's not very long. It's about 12 paragraphs, but what's most important there, don't take this as legal advice, by the way, but what's most important there is that you have a privacy policy and you're dictating or telling Facebook, hey, I'm not going to misuse this information. I am not being discriminatory in any way and all that fun stuff. So it's a standard privacy policy. You can hire an attorney to do your own privacy policy. It's going to cost more, but it's unique to you. You can buy a privacy policy from a privacy policy generator. Those are cheap. You're talking about several, it's not even hundreds of dollars. It's like $100 or so, if that. But the more complicated that you make it or more complex that you make it, the more expensive it's going to be. You could make up your own where you go to other competitors' websites and take what makes sense for you. Not saying that you copy, I'm saying take what makes sense for you. So going to others and see what they're disclosing is a great way for you to kind of get some legal advice by osmosis, I guess. But again, the important thing is that you're not copying and whatever is right for you is right for you. Again, this is not legal advice. But the fourth is really larger CRMs, larger website providers, larger landing page generator websites. They already have a privacy policy for you and it's boilerplate. Everybody gets it. So as an example, KV Core is the most robust CRM on the market for my money. They have a privacy policy generator for every single website that gets created for the agent. So all you have to do is take that privacy policy and place it at the end of this ad campaign, which I'm going way off the rails, but I'll bring it back. You watch. I'll bring that back here at the end, and I'll show you what that looks like. Dynamic creative. If you have products, if you have services, different types of services, dynamic creative is going to be more up your alley. And as you can see, provide creative elements such as images, headlines, and will automatically generate combinations optimized for your audiences. So you're providing different images, you're providing different headlines, you're essentially split testing in a whole nother level, and it dynamically it creates the ads in a dynamic way. So this is actually something that was pioneered by Google before Facebook took a crack at it. So if you run any Google ads in the past, you'll know what dynamic looks like on Facebook. Budget. Here we go. So remember when I declined the budget optimization from the campaign level? Well, here we are again. I select the amount that I want to spend at this particular ad set. So this particular target audience. So the question is going to come up. How much do you want to spend? Or how much do I need to spend in order to see some results? Well, I have to kind of turn that back on you. How much are you able to spend? It's really that simple. You're going to have, with the changes in the special ad category, you're not going to be as refined as you once were able to do ads. And that's okay. You still have the ability to reach the end user. You're just not able to reach the person in the most direct way that you were once able to do. That's okay. And that is fine. So to answer the question is, I suggest that you spend at least $10 a day, regardless of where you're advertising. If you're trying to reach the entire United States, I don't suggest that, but if you're trying to reach the entire United States, at least give it $10 a day. Of course, you're not going to saturate that market, but give the ad set a good opportunity of it actually launching. So when we go through split testing, you're going to see that you're spending $10 targeting a certain interest, $10 targeting another interest, and so on and so on. So that is my that's my advice to you. So I'll just change it to $10, and you'll see what I do when I duplicate this audience. All right. So once we get through the ad set, I'll go through and answer a few more questions. All right, right here, you have the ability to call back or use a custom audience that you've created or a special ad audience that you've created. So a custom audience can be anything like anybody that's visited your website in the past 180 days. A custom audience can be anybody that engaged with your Facebook page in the past 365 days. A custom audience can be your database that you uploaded onto Facebook. There are so many custom audiences, and you continue to see more and more audiences be updated, or the feature being introduced by Facebook every single day, it seems like. And the benefit of custom audiences is the retargeting that you have. The ability to retarget is just crazy. It's like nothing that you've ever had the opportunity to do with such a little budget. With such a low budget, you're able to retarget. And again, next week is going to be our retargeting session, and I'll show you how to do that at a very high level where you actually see results. So this is where you would call back the custom audience. Locations, I get this question a lot. Which one should I choose? Well, people living in this location is the best bet, especially since you have a minimum radius of 15 miles in the special ad category. So as you can see here, once I go to Dallas, which is what the market that I'm most familiar with the agents that I work with, and myself, because I live right down here, south of Fort Worth, don't dox me. Anyway, so that was, I don't know why I went there. The people living in this location, as you can see, a 15-mile radius is huge. It's large. You see 2.5 million people in this vicinity. If you go larger, then of course it's going to be much larger than that. So the targeting that you're able to have now, well, let me go back to custom audiences and close that point. Custom audiences becomes that much more important because you're over here targeting such a large number that you want to be repetitive with your message or retarget your message to the people that at least showed a glimpse of interest in what you had going on. But we'll continue going. Since you're running an ad in the special ad category, you see that you can go down to a 15-mile radius, but that's it. In the past, you were able to go down to a 1-mile radius and then even get more molecular, but that's not the case because you're running an ad in the special ad category. Age, anybody above 18 is going to see your ad as long as they fit the other criteria. You can't adjust based off of age. You can't adjust based off of gender, and you can adjust based off of languages. So that's a very positive sign. We actually have an agent that joined us, is running ads in Chinese. I don't know how to speak Chinese. He did, of course, he did all the heavy lifting and translating everything. I just made sure that it worked, and he's getting leads for less than $1 at this point. So if you can speak Spanish, if you can speak Chinese, if you can speak anything outside of English, you have a huge opportunity because those types of ads are underserved, and you're going to be getting away with leads in the pennies. It's crazy. It's crazy out the opportunity, not only here on Facebook, but also on Google. So just a word to the wise, if you don't know a second language, learn one. It's that valuable for you. Okay. In detailed targeting, demographics basically is gone. You can't target based off of their familial status. You can't target based off of where they work. You can't target based off of that, but that's okay. Remember when I went up here and I put Zillow? Well, check this out. You are able to target based off of interest. What behavior, they had a behavior, either they liked the Zillow page or they went to the Zillow website. They have some sort of interest in Zillow. So you're able to target those people and get a little bit closer to the audience that you want. So note the 2.5 will change once I inject Zillow. So you have 470,000. That's still a lot of people. That's still a lot of people, but that's fine. That's where split testing comes into play. And I'll show you that in a couple of minutes. And if you want to narrow the audience, let's just say, hey, I want somebody that's interested in Zillow, but I'm also interested in somebody that would be interested in Trulia. So if you go to Trulia right here, you narrow the audience, that goes down even further to 240,000. So the people that will be seeing your ads have an interest in Zillow and have an interest in Trulia at the same time. So make sure that you narrow and do the AND function for you Excel people out there, the AND function instead of the OR function, I guess. I don't know if there's an OR function. And must also match. That's very important. You must select that in order for this number to go lower, because if you don't hit narrow and you type in Trulia, watch that number 470 didn't go as high, but it added 20 more thousand people. Okay. So let's just narrow this audience real quick. Awesome. And then connections in relation to your Facebook page. If you actively monitor your page and do posting in your page and have a really engaged page, then this is going to mean a lot to you. People who like your page, friends of people who like your page, and exclude people who don't like your page. That is that's very powerful only if you have an active page. For example, I really don't have an active page. I'm more of the group type of a person. So I'd much rather have conversations in groups than my Facebook business page. All right. All right. So let me know if you have any questions and drop them down below, please. Whether you're on Facebook or you're over here on, when I point to here, I mean YouTube. So let me know if there's any questions. After I get through the ad set, I will stop and address all the questions that we have. And as a reminder, well, I was about to do all over again the announcement, so I'm not going to submit you to that. Automatic placements or manual placements. What do we do? I love automatic placements only if I'm retargeting. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Two ways that I like automatic placements. If I'm retargeting, most importantly, or if the area that I'm marketing is pretty rural. So I will go with automatic placements if the area is fairly rural. So that means that I have less than 50,000 people to work with. I consider that fairly rural when it comes to Facebook ads. But I also like automatic placements if I'm retargeting. So that's when I like automatic placements. Most of the time, you're going to see me operate in manual placements. I am dictating where I want my ads to show up. Do I want my ads to show up in Instagram? Do I want my ads to show up in Facebook? And if so, where do I want those ads to show up? Do I want them to show up in Messenger? Do I want them to show up in the stories, in the news feed, in the articles? Where do I want them to show up? So as you can see here, since we selected a lead generation campaign, we are limited with all of the options, but even then we still have a ton. So I'm going to unselect all of these, and I'm going to only leave Facebook newsfeed. And that will cut down on your potential reach, but that is fine, because this is another place where you can split test. There's nothing stopping you from running this campaign and then split testing Facebook stories, and then split testing Instagram feed, and then split testing Instagram stories. Now, you may be wondering, well, I mean, you're talking about all of these placements. You're talking about all these different interests. I don't have $50, $100 a day to split test, and that's completely fine. You don't have to split test at the same time anyway. You don't have to do that. You can stagger your split testing if you're a little bit short on budget, and I understand that. A lot of us don't have all the money in the world to split test and try to get to the answer rather quickly. But if you can split test at the same time, if you can't, that's okay. Stagger the split testing. Make sure that everything is turned on, all your mobile devices. All right, we're not going to worry about cost control. And this right here, I just had a comment this morning about that. Hey, it says that my ad may get 0 leads. What am I doing wrong? You're not doing anything wrong. This is going to happen. Whenever this comes up, it's most likely because you went from here to here. That's okay. It's just Facebook saying, hey, you're limiting your reach, and we would love for you to go to the automatic placements, because then we can spend a little bit more money with you. But you don't have to. This is just a cautionary tale. However, I have not once or ever, I don't know the best way of saying that, this has never proven to be right. At least for me. I mean, maybe you run an ad and it just didn't work out, but this has never been the case. I've always gotten at least one lead. So you're going to be okay. Next. All right. And I forgot to do one thing. So I'll fix this real quick and then we'll go back. So I only put Zillow. I should have put plus Trulia. This lets me know that I'm targeting Zillow and Trulia together. So let me go back. You see me click up there, paste, there you go. So that's how I name them. So at the campaign level, I'm only going based off of the campaign and then the type of ad that I'm running. And then the ad set, you see lead, Zillow plus Trulia, and then price drop. So you see the campaign, you see the ad set, and then you see the ad. And then over here, I do the same thing. All righty. So like I promised, let's see what's going on in the comments section. In your opinion, the best Facebook ads campaign to run for high ticket real estate projects, 1.2 mil per condo. I would do conversion ads. And I'll tell you why. Conversion ads are going to help you tell the story in a different way. Meaning you're going to drive traffic over to a landing page, and then you're going to track the conversions from that landing page. So in your landing page, you're going to present your project. So it looks like over $1 million per condo apartment. Where are you marketing? That's awesome. So in the landing page, you're going to have your project. So explaining what's going on, and then you're going to have the opt-in, whatever you're choosing to ask for, whether that's the name, the email, the phone number, the budget, how much assets they own. Are they willing to buy now? Are they, what have you? You're going to have the option to ask for anything that you want. And then when they submit their information, they're going to go over to a thank you page or to a confirmation page. There at the confirmation page, you can do either a video saying, hey, thank you so much for your interest in X, Y, and Z. And then prep them for the next step. If the next step is to schedule a call with you, hey, I'll be reaching out to you to schedule a call, or my assistant will be reaching out to schedule a call, or here's a link to my Calendly for you to schedule a call. Whatever the next step is, a video is going to help you out in explaining what happens there forward, so as to reduce your abandonment rate. That's a whole nother topic, but just giving you my heads up. So a conversion campaign is what I would do, because it's going to drive people to your landing page. You're going to be able to measure how many people converted. And then Facebook is going to go out there and look for people that are highly likely to become a conversion for you. All right. So I hope that helps. And you said Singapore makes sense. Is there any way you can do something for new construction properties? Oh, yes, of course. Will this be recorded? Yes. So this is being recorded right now. And this should stay up on Facebook, and this should stay up on YouTube. I hope. This is a brand new setup for me. I need to go back to OBS, where I used to do my my lives. So if it doesn't, then I'll make sure to upload this, because I am recording it from Zoom. So I'll actually show you how to go live once I learn it, so for everybody's benefit. But back to your question, is there any way you can do something for new construction properties? I have a new construction ad copy, Yuri. So if you want to email me, my email is jresendez@echorealadvisors.com. And you're gonna find my contact information on Facebook. You're gonna find my contact information on YouTube. On my banner page, you're gonna have my email there. So go ahead and send me an email, and I'll make that Facebook ad copy available to you. So that ad copy has been working wonders for us. So you're going to be getting leads for a couple of bucks, which is super cool, right? A couple of bucks. Awesome. All righty. So let me make sure I have that chat cleared out. Okay. Over here, Patrick. Hey, Jaime. Hey, what's up, Patrick? Charles, what's going on, my friend? Doing well, doing well. Thank you. Great live. Awesome. All right. So we are close to the end. We are close to the end. We are here at the actual part that I would say matters, right? We want to know what to say. We want to know what to actually present to the audience to get some leads. So we've gone through the campaign. We've selected the campaign objective. We've gone through who's going to actually see our ads. And now we get to actually show them the ad. What are we going to show them? So let's do that right now. So you're going to name the ad. You're already locked into the Facebook page because you selected that over here at the ad set. You can add your Instagram account. Right now, it's not going to make much sense because you didn't put that in the placement. So you didn't select that down here, or at least I didn't. So I didn't select Instagram. And one common misunderstanding is that you have to have an Instagram account in order to advertise on Instagram. That's not true. You don't have to. I highly encourage you to, because it's going to help your conversion rate, but you don't absolutely need to. So just word to the wise, that's a little bit about the Instagram placement. So make sure that if you have an Instagram account, go ahead and link it up. If you don't, it's not the worst thing in the world. Ad setup, you have the single image or video, and then carousel. The single image, which is showing up right there, is just like you see that right there, or a video. Any video that you upload is going to work as long as it has the dimensions that Facebook wants, which when you upload, it's going to tell you the dimensions. We're not going to go through that right now. Carousel is going to give you multiple cards to work with. And whenever I say cards, I mean this right here. This is a card. So you have the image, you have the title, you have a short description, and you can drive them to another URL, a URL of your choosing. So if you have, bringing it back to the new construction ad just for a second that was mentioned, if you're a builder, if you are working with builders, or if you just want to get into new construction altogether, a fantastic ad to run would be highlighting what the Meridian plan looks like. So showing that property, the model, not the model, a certain floor plan. So let's just call this the Meridian. And then over here, you have the Oxford. And then on the next card, you have the Tupelo. Whatever floor plans, I'm just making these up at this point. So whatever floor plans you have there, they have their own URL that you can send them to. So that's something that that's going to help out tremendously. Now, since this is a lead generation campaign, I actually don't encourage you to do that in this type of campaign. I would much rather see you do that over in a traffic campaign, because right here with the lead generation campaign, the reason that we're doing this campaign first is because this is the easiest one to deploy, which keeps people on Facebook. And you'll see that in a couple of seconds. All right, so we're going to go with the single image. I'm going to go to edit, change image. And then I'm just going to select that image. Now, if you wanted to use a stock photo, you can just go to stock photos and then just do house right there. House, if you can spell it. It's powered by Shutterstock. So right now it's going to have the watermark that says Shutterstock, but that goes away. So you just select it and press continue and you're off and running. So I'll just go ahead and select it. So you see it. It's going to have Shutterstock right there. You can see the watermark right now, but when you advertise, it goes away. So you're okay. Primary text. This is what you've been waiting for. We are going to run the highly coveted, amazing results producing Facebook ad known as the price drop ad. Bam. This ad copy right here is gonna get you leads into the pennies. Well, now he's become a good friend of mine, and a student of mine just sent me a DM saying that he got some leads, the early leads, for about 9 cents, and then it's stabilized at 23 cents per lead. That's insane. That's insanely awesome. So good for him. But when it comes to the price drop ad, let's talk about it. The price drop ad, the one thing that that comes with the price drop ad is there has to be a price drop. That's not something that an agent wants to see or hear, but if you're going to do a price drop anyway, that is a fantastic that's a fantastic tool to use, or a fantastic ad to run, because people want a deal. So you see price drop on, and then here we would replace that with, let's just say we're in Dallas, right? On Dallas home for sale. And then you're going to highlight a unique feature to this property, whatever that is. If you have an updated kitchen, if you have a lakefront property, if you have a new roof. I mean, if you have something unique that is a little bit outside the norm, this is going to work wonders for you. Don't get into the 3 beds, 2 baths, blah, blah, blah. That's not what this ad is. That's not where this ad thrives. You can do that on a just listed ad, which I have that ad copy as well. So if you want that, just let me know in the comment section down below, or just email. No, that'd probably be better. Email me. It's in the, it's everywhere at this point. So YouTube, in the banner, and over on Facebook. So you're highlighting a unique feature to the property. So let's just say updated kitchen, just to keep things going. Updated kitchen. Or if you have a very expensive updated kitchen, call it out. $50,000 updated kitchen, or word it better. But that's what you're doing right there. And then when it comes to learn more, what's the lead magnet? What are you going to offer them? Here, what makes sense is you're going to offer them for more pictures, address, price, and now virtual tour. Virtual tour. And the reason virtual tour hits so well right now is because in the current situation that we're in, if you're watching this in the future, we're in the middle of the, we're hopefully on the tail end of the whole shutdown and pandemic. So virtual tours are a necessity at this point. So make sure that you're offering something that's worth obtaining. So this is your offer. This is your lead magnet. This is what you are giving in exchange for their contact information. So make sure that it's stout. Make sure that it's something worth getting. So you've presented the offer. It's up to them to highlight or raise their hand. Yes, I'm going to take that offer, or no, I'm not going to take that offer. So it's up to them. Headline: huge price drop will not last. And then you see right here, it's being formulated. Don't worry about display link. call to action, learn more. Really, learn more is going to be your hybrid or Swiss Army, not hybrid, your Swiss Army knife of call to action. I use learn more for everything, even if I'm selling a product. I don't necessarily put add to cart. I don't say what other options are there. I don't use them. Apply now, download, get offer, get quotes, sign up, subscribe. I don't use that. I use learn more, regardless of what I'm doing. All right. Okay. So now let's get into creating the lead form. This is a big driver. This is a big driver. The lead generation campaign is so easy to deploy, but it's even easier because you don't have to worry about landing pages. You don't have to worry about websites. You don't have to worry about that type of design. You're keeping people on Facebook. Whenever somebody clicks on your ad, they're going to be driven to the, let's just call it the form or the landing page on Facebook that you're creating right here. So before you get started right here on the content, you're going to go to settings and you're going to open this up. Your ad can be shared and anybody can submit this form. You want to open up sharing because it gives you free leads. This means that if somebody sees your ad out in the wild and they share it with their friends or tag their friends in, their friends are able to submit their contact information. So how powerful is that? I invited somebody, I see an ad and I think that my good friend Chris or my good friend Daniel can benefit from whatever's being advertised. Well, I'll tag them. And if they see the same thing that I see, they can submit their contact information. So for you as an advertiser, those two people that I invited, those are free to you. You don't get charged for those. So how powerful is that you get some free leads, but also think of it just from a pure practical standpoint. I am validating your ad. I am validating, hey, Chris, Daniel, you need this. Get this. So I became your digital salesperson and I didn't cost you anything. How cool is that? So if you don't go over here and open to restrict it from the sharing part to open, you're missing leads. You're missing leads. So make sure that you do that. All right. So form name, you're just going to name it something that is going to, I'll just call it price drop test form. I'll just name it that. And then form type, more volume or higher intent. Use a form that's quick to fill out and submit on a mobile device. So they basically click once and click twice and they're done. Or higher intent, add a review step that gives people a chance to confirm their information. This is a self-defeating purpose for lead generation campaign. You're not going to get more quality leads with the higher intent. You're actually going to get less leads and there's going to be the same type of, they're going to give you their information if they're going to give you their information. And if you introduce some additional friction, it's just not going to work out. So in theory, it sounds amazing that yes, I'm going to get higher intent, higher quality. It hasn't proven to be the case. So just go with more volume. The intro, always, always, always use the image from your ad. Don't introduce a different variable. Don't introduce a different variable that's going to have people click off and go somewhere else. You just don't want to do that. All right. And then the headline, huge price drop. Let's say Dallas home will not last. All right. So spend a little bit more time here. We're trying to get to the end here. So don't just take those verbatim. And then in the description, where can I send you additional details? All right. I don't ask for the full name. I ask for the first name. It's a little bit more impersonal, so people aren't as freaked out. Well, how did you get my entire name? Because you're still going to have those people that are distrusting of how you got their information, even though they submitted it. So first name is all I ask for. I ask for the email and I ask for the phone number. All right. And if you want to ask for the address, if you're trying to get seller leads, you can go ahead and drop that in, but trust that it's not going to keep people from submitting their information. It just won't. If they don't have a home to sell and they want to buy for whatever reason, they read your ad and still want to give you their contact information, which still happens a ton. They're just going to put Houston. They're just going to put Dallas. They're just going to put San Antonio. They're not going to give you a physical address. So just be okay with that. All right. So the privacy link, this is the only part that you need an actual phone number. I'm sorry, an actual URL. So here, we're gonna put privacy policy here. And then if I can get my website really quickly, I'm gonna go to the URL, not the URL, the privacy policy. So as a reminder, if you have KV Core, you have a privacy policy already generated for you. So we're gonna wait till this gets going. Privacy. I'm gonna put the link now. So make sure that you have a privacy policy. You will have an ad account be suspended or completely banned. You're gonna have business manager accounts, your personal ad accounts. They can get deleted and restricted if you don't have a correct or an appropriate privacy policy. As long as you have a privacy policy, you're gonna be fine. So don't give Facebook that out to shut you down. And then thanks, you're all set. Check your email. Let's go with this. This beautiful home awaits. All right, and then we're gonna go to call to business, call to action. Let's talk now. And then put your phone number. So I'll just put my phone number. I think that's it. Save it, publish. Yes, it is. Oh, it's not. I don't even know my phone number. All right, so price drop, test form. And that's all you're going to need. Make sure that your pixel is off and running. And then all you have to do at that point is just publish it. So let's do this. Let me X out of this real quick. We're going to X out of that. I'm going to leave it in draft. Let's say I went through and published it, which is going to take a couple of minutes in 2 hours for it to get approved, depending if this is the first ad that you've run or not. Let's talk about split testing for a quick second, and then we're going to wrap up. When it comes to split testing, the reason that I don't go with that A/B split testing that was introduced way early on is because I don't like doing it that way. It's a bit confusing. All I have to do is I duplicate from the ad set level because that's where I'm going to be split testing. I hit duplicate right here, and you see the copy. I've copied the targeting, and let's just say I wanted to do no interest. I would delete this space right here. So I'm gonna, I'm gonna copy that. And then I'm gonna go down here and take out the targeting that I once introduced to Facebook, go back to the ad, and I'm gonna replace that. So you see the difference right here. You see, this is the same campaign. This is a different ad set. This is a different ad set, but it's the same ad. If I was split testing the ad, then I would go to the ads. So this is the actual ad. I would duplicate from the ad level, and then I would do the same thing. So there, if I was going to duplicate this ad per se, this is the same type of ad. I would just duplicate this. We're at the ad level. I don't want to confuse you, but we're at the ad level. So notice that it's the price drop ad. So I would just go with image 2 if I was split testing images or something like that. So I would introduce a different variable at the end so I know where I'm at and I'm not getting confused. And it's at this point that you can connect your lead forms to any CRM or any email autoresponder that has either a direct connection or that works with Zapier or API Nation or any type of software that connects Facebook lead ads to whatever you're using. So KV Core has a direct, actually not a direct connection. They use API Nation. You can connect from there. There's other CRMs that connect directly to Facebook, and you don't have to get a third party to do the integration for you. You can send these leads directly into your CRM. You can have it send directly to your email. You can have them text you. It all depends on how you connect this form that you created, how you connect it, and where you send the leads to. All right, so with that being said, let me know if you have any questions. All right, so I'm at KW and it's suggested to use Command Our CRM. I ran an ad last week and literally got 0 everything. Luckily, I wasn't charged and closed the ad before last day. I used a good ad that I used before. So Dan, run I think I emailed you the just listed ad here recently. So try out the just listed ad. And I am aware of Command. I've seen Command. I've been approached by KW by a lot of different offices to be their, I don't know what they call it, their tech trainer, their something. Of course, I have not done that, but and I won't be doing that. But anyway, Command it looks like a fine program. I don't have too much information outside of that. It's either that program or another program that you can launch ad directly from the platform. In theory, it sounds fantastic, but it's not coming here and doing everything that you saw from here. It's not doing that. So there's more, you're going to get more benefit by actually learning how to do this on your own than having somebody, having a third-party integration do it for you. And that is, that's at least been my experience. So I'm going to check over here on Facebook. One quick second, seeing if there's anybody that has made some comments. Good stuff. Hey, all set. Awesome. Great live. And then over here, we run the ad through Command. Okay. So yeah, Dan, so check, do your ads through here. Do your ads through right here. It's going to help you out a ton. All right. So in summary, wrapping up, Mondays, 10 a.m. Central, check back in here. We are going to be going live. So unless you hear anything different, 10 a.m. Central, Mondays, we're going to go through and we're going to either create some campaigns. We're going to talk strategy. We're going to only dive into scripts. We're going to do anything and everything. So the type of content that you've been seeing on the channel, that's going to be a good indicator of what you're going to see on Mondays. So just be on the lookout for that. The second thing is on Thursdays at 9 a.m. Central. Notice there's a slight hour difference. At 9 a.m. Central, we're recording our podcast live. So my good friend, which again, I'll mention here, here shortly in the next coming days, we are going to go on Facebook and on YouTube. We're going to be going live so we can address any questions, and very similar style content to what you're seeing on the channel, but a lot more strategic. My good friend is an amazing marketer, amazing friend who's going to help drive the podcast incredibly to the top of the charts. So again, we're expecting a buyout from Spotify, just like Joe Rogan got, but we won't hold our breath, but we can certainly try. Anyway, so that's what's happening. Really excited. Thank you so much for the support. We reached 9,000 subscribers yesterday. Super thrilled. At this pace, in August, we will have cemented our 10,000 subscriber, which is huge. This YouTube journey started in August of 2018, and I had no clue it was going to be this difficult to get to 10,000. Would I do it again? Probably not, but we're here already, so we got to continue going. Super excited to do everything that we've got going on. Really, if there's anything that I can do for you, please let me know. Now that you know how to do real estate lead generation through Facebook ads the right way, where you're actually going to get leads, that's it. Then make sure that you subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss another video, and of course, make it your best day yet.